Hello there, it's just Jude. My name is Jude. My friends call me Jay, but today I kind of wanted to talk about a topic that's been on my mind for quite a while now. It's going to be a little unscripted, so it might be all over the place, but I'll try to keep the ideas kind of focused and forward so that you can understand, or I might have to re explain some stuff. But I kind of want to talk about some experiences I've had in my life and why I feel I've kind of procrastinated on a lot of stuff until now. And I feel like today, or I guess this week, I've really made a big change in myself, which I haven't seen. Empathy is a topic that's kind of hard to come across or to talk about. Not because it's, I guess, too put forward, because a lot of people can't describe empathy correctly. I don't think anything describes empathy correctly rather than going through it. A lot of people will describe empathy as more like, I understand you, or I see what you've been through, or um, a million other things. It was, I know how you feel sad. I know how you feel angry, or something like that. It's not exactly that. Though while it's true, some you can relate it to. Empathy is not something that you can conjure up or something that you can immediately have or something like that. It's something you kind of have to experience to understand, which every human does, really. But until you feel that, it's kind of hard to get empathy. At a lot of points in people's life, you have people have lost their family or friends or something like that. That's a way people conjure up empathy, but the only real way I can conjure up empathy is telling you a story that I've been through. Earlier today, I was kind of digging in my closet to, I guess, just look for shit, really. I wanted to find a cover for my window because I had one in my closet. And I kind of find this, I guess, stuffed penguin that I had a few years back. And it gave me nostalgia. I think 4, 5 years ago, our grandfather died, and we sold his farm for 100,000, somewhere around there. And I didn't think about it at the time, but we spent almost all our money doing stuff that we hadn't been able to experience at any point in our life before. Though we've had bought stuff in our life has been kind of, I guess, easier than third worlders or third world countries, really. It's, I feel like we've always kind of been in poverty. Even now, our life is, it's nice, but, you know, it, you know, the reason I pull up the story is we spent a lot of money kind of exploring places. One of the places was the aquarium, which we saw like stuff like fish, sharks, like I want to say whales, um, otters, and penguins. We saw this penguin, and I thought it was really cool. So my father and my mom went out of the way to buy me this stuffed penguin because we thought it was really cool. We bought a bunch of merchandise that day, and he couldn't say no, but I can't blame him. Thinking about it now, my mom thought my favorite animal was penguins, which it wasn't. It was otters. But there's no way she could know that, and that's fine. I guess the reason I bring up this story, another time I had dealt with penguins, which I really thought about, was another relationship I had with Angelina Bushart, where the second penguin I bought there, I gave to her on Valentine's Day, because I thought it would help fix our relationship. She took it and she appreciated it, but it didn't do anything for us. I guess thinking about it now, pulling out that penguin symbolizes two things for me. One, that little things can mean a lot depending on how substantial it is to lose it. Like having a friend could mean so little in the moment, where, yeah, I have this friend, But as soon as they go away, or as soon as these memories, they come to pass, you come to think about it again. It's kind of like it's something you really can't explain. It's you kind of feel it, or gotta be in the moment. And it kind of symbolizes in another way. It's more like a metaphor to me, opening a door which I chose not to step through, or I chose to ignore for most of my life because I wanted to pretend I wasn't there. I locked the door, I put a bed in front of it, and I didn't open it for years. And finally, after reopening a part of my life, I kind of feel like I guess a look into my past and being able to pick up that penguin and say, this was me, but I'm me now. It's kind of like letting go, not letting go of the past, but reclaiming it and saying, this is what I've gone through. Be better now. That's a form of empathy, I guess, really, because you can kind of connect to the story. But also, in the same regard, you can say, I haven't held that penguin. I haven't been in your room, but I've had a stuffed bear, and I didn't have a door in my room or my closet, but it was an open closet or something like that. Empathy is a way to connect to people, not just through being through the same situation, because there'll be 1,000 doors, there'll be 1,000 penguins, there'll be 1,000 different ways that you express how you have been through something. But empathy is the ability to, I guess, understand and connect and to sympathize and to do, I understand why. I understand how you did this. I understand what made you do this without being that person, which I've really come to think a lot about in the past week or so. I kind of have this egg theorem that I've been thinking about for a long time, which goes, you are everything in the universe and everything is you. Which is not to say I am everybody else, but a part of me is. It has to be. The way I think about this is like God and like creating everybody. If everybody is one person where in my lifetime I die and become another person, I kind of, their actions in a way, or the way I interact with them causes something in me, or I cause something in them. I'm kind of getting sidetracked. I guess in a way, I feel like I've been through every life before, which has caused me to be sort of empathetic in a way. Because I can understand a thief robs a bank because he needs money. A cheater has another relationship because they want love. So I kind of have empathy for people because I understand why they've kind of been through any experience. It's kind of taken me a lot to come to this conclusion, really. But I've done a lot of wrong in my life. For most of my life, I've done good, I would say. I've done some bad things. I stole candy from a teacher in 6th grade, a whole bag that was supposed to go to the class, and I just never said anything about it. I've lied about who I was in a lot of my relationships, which caused me to sort of, lose them or disconnect or I myself, like, I guess, distance myself because I was too scared to be in the relationship. I guess in a way that makes me, it allows me to have a different view on things now that I've done a lot of good and a lot of bad in my life. Being able to live up to my sins, but still say that, I'm not, I wouldn't say I'm not going to do that again, but more, I'm not that person anymore. I'm better. I know I did those things. I know I did bad, but I can do better. That's also empathy. I guess people have really been disconnected with empathy for the longest time. Because in the same way where I was empathetic when I was a kid growing up, but then now I'm a closed, shut-in, I don't talk to anybody, I don't like people, I don't hold doors for any people anymore. I feel like a lot of people have come to the same conclusion where people stop talking to neighbors, stop talking to people online. People are bullying each other. People are saying, "Oh, you're a racist. Oh, you're sexist. Oh, you're this. You're that. You're every ist under the sun." A lot of people have really disconnected and lost empathy in the way that they approach situations. Which I'm not asking everybody to be empathetic, but I place myself in the shoes of people almost every single day, and I ask, why do they feel this way? Why do they come up with this? Why is there wrong in the world? I can't give you an answer to everything. I can't tell you why a rapist looks at a little child and says, "Hey, that turns me on." But a part of me can say, their mind is fucked up, and they like this because they were, as a kid, they had the same thing happen to them, and it passed on, and it passed on, and it passed on. I could say that, why does a murderer kill someone in cold blood and then be sad about it afterwards? It's because their mind was so fucked and stuff like that. And I can't give 1,000 answers as to why everything is wrong in the world. Like why we invaded Iraq, or why Ukraine war started, why the Holocaust happened, everything like that. But I can tell you with empathy, a lot of hate is overpowered with love. Like, anytime a killer is murdered someone, and the father will come out and be like, "I'm sorry, I know what you did was tough, and it didn't have to be my son, but I forgive you, I apologize, I'm sorry you had to go through that." A killer will turn around and cry. Why? Everybody has empathy, I believe, except for maybe like sociopaths or something, but I think a part of them, in the same way how they lack empathy, is in the same way they can murder someone but still know it's wrong. I guess it's too close to morality, but a way I think it's empathy. I think everybody can feel empathy. I'm not sure about psychopaths. I guess I'm just not too into this, really. I guess my final conclusion, really. I would like, if I was to ask anything of humanity, or I guess more generally, I would like people to, when something wrong goes bad, when something bad happens in their life, when someone says a bad thing, like they say the N-word, they call you that directly to your face, when someone treats you terribly, when your mom tells you you're worthless, when your parents hate you, when you are having something bad done to you and there's nothing you can do to stop it, kind of stop in your tracks and try to, why? It's kind of a victim mentality, but a lot of stuff is hard to forgive, but I believe that with empathy, a lot of terrible stuff, even when it's done to you, even when it's wrong, even when it shouldn't have happened and it ruined your life and people die, is to stop and to have empathy. Why did this happen? How can I forgive this? How can I move on? My entire life cannot be dictated by this person. I have to be my own self, and I have to move on, and I have to be a better person. Not for them, but for me. Which is why I have a lot of empathy towards a lot of people. Which is why I have empathy towards things, people, or things, situations, why shit happens. Even though people murder, even though bad things happen in other countries, even though, even our country, the bad things happen, I have empathy towards people. So I guess before you stop and say something rude like, all of these people are bad, or I hate this thing that happened, or I guess that I don't understand, try to relate to yourself. What was my closet? What was my penguin? What was my situation? Why do they do this? And I guess not all people are the same person, but If I was to put myself in the shoes of someone who had the worst day of their life versus the best day of their life possible, I guess I would tell them that they're both human, and the human experience is beautiful, even if it's wrong, even if it's bad, even if it's good. All human experience, I don't know. I guess I just have a lot of. I'll think on this one. Just thank you for listening.